So we got our body fat tested, and I'll go over the results with you. So last time when I first started the challenge, it was at total body weight was 139.5, and then muscle mass was 60.6 pounds, and then 22% body fat. And the most recent weigh-in a couple days ago was 141.9. So it went up a little bit in weight, but that's okay. I gained 3 pounds of muscle, and then I lost 2% of body fat. So I'd say that's looking pretty good because, remember, we didn't really want to completely lose weight. We just wanted to just lose a little bit of body fat and just be more serious. So that's kind of the update, and then I will put a little recording of just all the information they put. It felt like right arm, left arm, stuff like that. That I don't really pay attention to too much, but it's there. So, alright, we'll get on to the next part of the video. Today we are hitting some legs. We are starting with the leg extension, and we are doing our reps from 7 to 11 reps. That's kind of our rep range right now, subject to change in a few weeks. But basically, we start at like 11 to 15 in our season of working out, and then we just drop it 1 rep as the weeks go on, as the months go on, depending on what we're thinking, how it's going. So that's kind of how we ended up on a 7 to 11 rep range. Starting out with leg extensions, of course. If you've watched my videos before, you know I like to include leg extensions. I think they're a great warm-up to just working out, getting your knees nice and primed, and kind of waking up your quads. I just really like that for our first workout. I'm hoping that this year my quads will grow, so we are doing some leg extensions. Basically doing everything about 4 or 5 sets per those 7 to 11 reps. And I usually don't record, but generally I'm doing some sort of hip warm-up, shoulder kind of warm-up if I'm doing squats, things like that. So never forget to warm up and really prime your body to lift the weight that you're lifting. Next up is the sumo deadlift. This is like my secondary main lift. I usually do barbell back squats, and then I started to prioritize my sumos again, and so that's kind of why we did sumos this workout. Once we get into like more plyometrics, I usually tend to move over to the trap bar deadlift and do a little bit more explosive deadlifts in that way. But for now, we're doing some sumo deadlifts, just normal tempoed reps. I will talk about cardio more later, but I have been doing my cardio before my workouts, and I've been loving it. I know there's a lot of controversy on, if you want to save your energy, I don't care. I feel warmed up. I feel better for my movements. So, okay, moving on to the next set. I usually only get 2 sets just because if I get all 4 to 5 sets, it would be a really long video. If one day you guys want that, please let me know. But for now, this is about a 2nd or 3rd set, I'm not sure. And of course, I put on my belt, got my straps on. I like having those first a couple of sets to really just, fire up my grip strength, kind of get that going, and then also work on bracing my core without a belt. I find that it's very beneficial and very important to do so. Onto some RDLs, some barbell Romanian deadlifts. These ones are super great for hamstrings and glute development. It's really elongating the hamstring, and it also elongates that glute. People maybe don't think about it as much, but definitely hamstring with a little bit of glute exercise for sure. I really like it. You can play with your foot stance. I'm about a little bit narrow than shoulder width apart. I kind of like to switch it around and go a little bit wider for a couple weeks, a little bit in the middle, a bit narrow, just to kind of play with the exact stance that your hamstring is in and give it a little bit of a different variation as we are very adapting bodies. But highly recommend, such a good staple to include in your workouts. I am excited to be growing and getting a little bit stronger in all of these movements. But until then, we're just going to keep chipping away each day at a time. And I didn't even mention happy week 8 of the challenge. This has flown by so fast. I cannot believe we only have, 4 more weeks technically. So I'm going to try to stay focused in the last 4 weeks and see what we can do strength-wise, physique-wise, and just how I'm feeling overall. Just going to stay focused. Here we are doing the pendulum squat. If your gym has this machine, highly recommend. It is a tough one, but it's so good for your legs. Highly recommend. It's called the pendulum squat if you don't know. But back to all things challenge. Currently, I'm doing cardio every day that I go to the gym. We are about at like 19 minutes per session, and I'm doing incline walking right now at a faster pace. And so that's kind of what it's looking like for me. Hopefully, I'm going to be getting into some sprints here shortly. And of course, I will let you know what my sprints workouts look like, or just kind of how my sprints training is going. I hope to start next week. I will update you on whatever happens. With these pendulum squats, this machine is super similar to a hack squat, but I find that it puts you in a little bit of a better position, in my opinion. Feel free to experiment yourself, but they are very, very similar. So if your gym doesn't have a pendulum squat, you'll get very, very, very similar and great results with a hack squat. I just really like that our gym got a pendulum squat. I'm super excited about it.